This video is the first in a three-part series on inverse functions. This is from section 1.8 of the PreCalc 1 textbook that RVCC is using in the fall of 2020. This video is just an overview of what an inverse function is and how to verify that a function is an inverse function of a different function. There will be another video on how to find inverse functions, and then one with how to find inverse functions with a restricted domain. So what is an inverse function? An inverse function is a function that it's the undoing function. So whatever you do to x in one function, you want to undo it in the inverse function so that you get x back out again. So here, if we plug g of x into f of x and we get x out, and likewise we plug f of x into g of x and we get x back out, then those are inverse functions. Okay, something that's an inverse function, we write it in this notation, f to the -1 of x, and we call that f inverse of x. And likewise, f inverse of x is equal to f inverse of f of x is equal to x. So when we plug f of x into f inverse of x, we're going to get x back out. Okay, so let's take a look at two functions. We have this function f of x is equal to 4x minus 7, and g of x is equal to x plus 7 minus 4. And we're going to take a look at numerically demonstrating that they're inverse functions as well as algebraically. So let's start with numerically. We have this function f of x, and we're going to go ahead and find and plug a couple of values in here, right? So we have f of x is equal to 4x minus 7. If we plug 0 in, it's 4 times 0 minus 7, which is 0 minus 7. This is -7. If we plug 1 in, 4 times 1 minus 7. 4 times 1 is 4, minus 7 is -3. So this is -3. We plug 2 in. 4 times 2 minus 7. 4 times 2 is 8, minus 7 is 1. 1, come on, 1. We plug 3 in. We have 4 times 3 minus 7 is 12 minus 7, which is 5. So we're going to have 5 here. I'm going to write these ordered pairs just over to the side, and we'll take a look at them in a minute, but I want them here for reference. We have 0, -7, 1, f of 1 is -3, f of 2 is 1, and f of 3 is 5. Okay? And so let's erase this stuff here so we have space. Okay. Now we're going to take a look at these same values that we got for f of x and plug those in for x in our g of x. Oh, sorry about that. So we have g of -7 is -7 plus 7 divided by 4. Well, -7 plus 7 is 0, and 0 divided by 4 is 0. -3 plus 7 divided by 4. -3 plus 7 is 4 divided by 4, and that's equal to 1. 1 plus 7 divided by 4. Well, 1 plus 7 is 8, divided by 4 is 2. And 5 plus 7 divided by 4 is 12 divided by 4, or 3. And you'll notice here we plug 3 into f of x. F of 3 was 5. G of 5 is 3. So we're undoing this function. And all of these as well. This ordered pair is -7, 0. This is -3, 1. This is 1, 2, and 5, 3. So in all of these, you'll see we put in 0, f of 0 is -7. We plug that into g of x, and we got 0 back again. So g of x is undoing f of x. And likewise, we plug -7, plug -7 into g of x, we get 0. So g of -7 is 0. F of 0 is -7. So we're getting back to where we started. We're undoing those functions. So this is how algebraically we show, or numerically we show that these are inverse functions. Okay, so if we want to show algebraically that they're inverse functions, we have to do this. We have to plug the functions into each other and show that we get x back out. So let's go ahead and do that. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to do f of g of x. So we're going to take f of x, and wherever we see x, we're going to plug in our g of x. So f of x was 4x minus 7. So 4 times x, but we're going to plug g of x in for our x. So this is 4 times x plus 7 divided by 4. Sorry about that. And then minus 7. Well, our 4's are going to cancel out, and we're going to be left with x plus 7 minus 7. Well, plus 7 minus 7 is 0. So this is just x. So when I plug g of x into f of x, we get x back out. Likewise, we want to plug f of x into g of x. So our g of f of x, this is going to equal, we're going to take g of x, which is x plus 7 divided by 4. Instead of x, we're going to plug all of our f of x, our 4x minus 7 plus 7 divided by 4. Okay, so this is our g of x with our f of x in for x. Well, minus 7 plus 7, that's 0. So this simplifies to 4x divided by 4. And then our 4's cancel out, and this is just equal to x. So we've shown algebraically that these two functions are inverse functions of each other. So an inverse function is the undoing function. It undoes when our ordered pairs are swapped. We swap our x's and y's. Whatever f of x is, we plug it into g of x, and we get our x back out. Okay. There will be another video on how to find inverse functions. So if you have questions on that, take a look at the other video.